this is going to be another barbarian face-off with the Battle of Akink. I am commanding the Boii, and the opposing commander is commanding the Lusitani. I went for a rush build with 4 Oathsworn, 4 Celtic warriors, and 4 sword followers, and for cavalry support I had 4 light horse, and I'm very glad I brought these light horse. You'll see why. I'll just fast forward. Now I didn't bring any skirmishers here because it is a forest map, and although the Lusitani are very vulnerable to missiles, I didn't think that missiles would be the best choice in dealing with the lightly armored Lusitani in this map. So I'm sending my Celtic light horse out to scout, and I see some veteran shield warriors down here. Now ideally I want to match up my Oathsworn with his veteran shield warriors, because his veteran shield warriors can take on and defeat most of my other troops. I believe they can beat the sword followers as well. So I just saw some cavalry over here, so I am thinking that my opponent wants me to go this way, and then he's going to swing in with some flanking by his cavalry. Now I'm not too worried about the Lusitani cavalry, so I don't have any spears either. I see some veteran shield warriors, some Iberian skirmishers, and now the plan is to hold this flank with my Celtic warriors, because I'm confident they can hold off the cavalry, and I'm going to concentrate all of my strongest infantry here. I'm also going to send my cavalry around to deal with the skirmishers, so they aren't able to shoot my important Oathsworn to death while they are engaged in melee. Nothing's happening over here, so I'm thinking that my opponent is either moving his troops or he's just content to have them hidden. My guys are coming in and out of hiding, but I think my opponent sees where I'm going with this, and he's going to move some Scutari spears over here to intercept. And I can see some Iberian swords. I want to deal with the Iberian swords as fast as possible, because I don't want them to be able to throw their javelins while I am engaged. So you can see the attack orders here. I'm sending Oathsworn in here against these Iberian swords. I'm also sending in Oathsworn against each unit of shield warriors, and they should be able to defeat them fairly quickly. You can see the Oathsworn are taking fire here from multiple units, and they're going to start dropping very quickly indeed. So getting these Iberian swords is going to be very important. They lost 13 guys just to the javelins here, and that's kind of a testament to how weak they are against missiles. They have very low armor, and to charge by heavy infantry, they're just going to melt away. So the Oathsworn are taking care of these guys, also getting into this unit and causing a lot of kills. He manages to flank me slightly with his veteran shield warriors, so I believe I'm going to send in the sword followers, and they should be able to take them on here. Now the veteran shield warriors are losing to my Oathsworn, but I don't want them taking these missiles, so I'm sending my cavalry wide around the Scutari. Here I can see his general. I'm sending in a sword follower, and I'm going to put it in shield wall almost immediately to enable it to hold. I'm also pushing his cavalry away here with my Celtic warriors, sending in another Celtic warrior here. This is going to be very important. I'm able to totally avoid his Scutari spears. I'm also able to avoid these Scutari spears here, and now his skirmishers are going to die very quickly. So these units, great units. If you can use them just to chase down skirmishers and rear charge, they can get a lot of kills that way. So the Iberian swords are dying. I need to be careful of these Scutari, but already see how fast the veteran shield warriors died to my Oathsworn here. They did fight downhill, so I had the advantage of terrain, and now I'm breaking through the Iberian swords. I'm holding his general here, and this wasn't a very good place to hold that my opponent chose, because he did choose the place where the engagement was happening. He is going to be fighting slightly uphill. The Scutari cavalry is coming in, but it's not really going to be able to be effective in these woods. Already some Iberian cavalry is wavering. I am losing some Celtic warriors, but they're not really that important. This entire segment of my opponent's army just crumbled under these Oathsworn. And the Scutari spears are also going to get destroyed by these Oathsworn. So already we have 200 something kills for these Oathsworn. And I'm wrapping around these Lusitani nobles. They are losing the combat, and judging by their very tired status, I guess that my opponent used headhunt, so that might explain why they are dying so quickly. Iberian cavalry, Scutari cavalry, sorry, going in for some hammer and anvil strikes, but I have my Celtic warriors throwing javelins at them, so they're going to die pretty quickly. My opponent pulls a bit too far away with his cavalry here, which is going to enable me to send my own cavalry into the rear. And this is where it's all going on, in these woods, a sea of green and yellow in this beautiful winter wonderland, and his Lusitani nobles are going to lose this combat badly. Here come the Celtic Light Horse. Bam! Celtic Light Horse, great units if they can be used like this and just avoid any heavy melee engagements and avoid missiles. Then they are pretty damn good. So I'm glad I brought those guys. My opponent's going to send in some Scutari into the rear of these sword followers. Sword followers activating the frenzy charge a bit late there. Sword followers, very sturdy unit, 65 morale, that's pretty damn good for their price. And my Oathstone general is going to move in to take care of the Scutari cavalry. Now, it is a good idea. I don't like all infantry builds, although they can work. I think it's very useful to have the ability to go for some rear charges with cavalry, like you saw down here, to swing around and be able to rear charge and to take care of any skirmishers. So I quite like going infantry heavy with very strong infantry, but then being able to, even if it's just 4 Celtic Light Horse, being able, they got very nice kills here, being able to take care of skirmishers before they can do some major damage, and even taking care of Iberian swords. So the main differences in quality here was that I was able to match my best units up against his second best units. His second best units died very quickly without getting many kills. Had I matched up my sword followers against the veteran shield warriors and my Oathsworn against his Lusitani nobles, this battle could have taken a lot longer, because they would be more evenly matched and they would kind of cancel each other out. So by destroying his next best units with my best units, I was able to bring in the Oathsworn afterwards to support against the Lusitani nobles, and they got a lot of kills. Now, having the shield wall ability, I believe that's also very important, because that enables the sword followers to tank while the rest of the army finishes off these straggling units. And this unit of Scutari got some nice kills, mainly on Celtic warriors, but 3 of my Oathsworn units almost didn't take any casualties, and the same can be said for my sword followers. So against an army that doesn't have any elephants or really heavy cavalry, I think this type of build can be very effective. Now the Lusitani are very good, but their skirmishing capabilities are somewhat negated in forests. These Iberian swords, they need to be kept out of melee for as long as possible, at least until they've thrown away all of their javelins. So good game, Red Ranger, thanks for playing, and I'll see you again on the battlefield.